Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman and welcome to 2020, the first review of the year and the first day of the year. I'm Chris. I started this channel because I like craft beer, but I'm on sort of a limited budget. So I wanted to show that it's possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. So the beers that I review on this channel usually come in around the $2 price range, and such is the case with today's selection. I paid $1.79 for this 12-ounce can of Maduro Brown Ale from Cigar City Brewing Company. Now, Cigar City Brewing is a very popular brewery among craft beer aficionados. We very recently got them here in Las Vegas, thrilled about it because everything I've had from them I've liked a lot. I actually had a brown ale from them before, an Irish brown ale, that our good friend and beer tender at the Creek Ruth brought for Tony and me, and we do have a Tiger Sox review of that if you'd like to check it out. Like I said, one day I'll be technologically advanced to be able to link it up properly. But anyway, so this is, as I said, the brown ale from Maduro. This is their standard brown ale. Description here, named after a dark cigar wrapper, Maduro Brown Ale boasts notes of sweet, semi-sweet chocolate, toffee, and hints of fresh coffee. Complex and full-bodied, our malt-forward ale is brewed with flaked oats to add depth to character. Okay, so I did a little research, and most of the research that I did was actually on American brown ales, and then I went and discovered that at least on Untapped, they're referring to this as an English brown ale. Now, the great distinction between English brown ales and American brown ales, like most of the time when American variety takes an English variety and makes it their own, is hops, and substantially higher hops in American brown ales than in English brown ales. However, I did discover that English brown ales are basically a 20th century creation, and that over the course of time they have grown stronger in their ABVs. This particular beer has a 5.5 ABV, and typically British brown ales come in between 4.2 and 5.4, as opposed to the 4.3 and 6.2 that the American brown ales come in. This has 20 IBUs, and whether it's American or British, typically brown ales have between 20 and 30 IBUs. So it's actually on the lower IBU scale for an English brown ale or an American brown ale. But so the thing about brown ales and why I've particularly been getting into brown ales a lot lately is that it's a beer that showcases the malt, that appreciates the malt and brings the malt forward. It's a malt forward beer, even though the American varieties are more hoppy than the English, and the American varieties are still malt forward beers. This beer was canned 3 months ago, so it's still well within range. Quick notes about this beer amongst the beer reviewing community. 50 of my friends on Untapped gave it a cumulative score of 3.92. So far, 117,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.78. Gang, that's 117,000 coming in almost at a 4.0. That's pretty amazing for that many reviews. Beer Advocate has 3,041 rankings of it, making it an 88, which is very good. Um, Cigar City, I've had a total of 4 of their beers. I average a 4.44 on their scoring. And the one time I did not like their beer was a collaborative effort with Boulder Brewing, and Boulder, unfortunately, has recently gone out of business. But we do hope that I saw recently that they are selling off their machinery. So hopefully it's going to a good, new, enterprising, and promising craft brewer. So anyway, there's the ins and outs of that. There's the ins and outs of English ale, English brown ales. Let's get to it. And just to let you know, gang, you're going to see a lot of brown ales this month. There will be no IPAs. I made a very specific effort for that. But there's going to be a lot of porters, there's going to be a lot of stouts, there's going to be brown ales. This is going to be, January is going to be rather brown. I think even the Saison I got is known for being a darker brown color, although I could be wrong about that. Okay, as you can see, I'm using my English Porter Stout glass. The reason that this is, in fact, not a typical pint glass, as you can see, it does kind of come in on the side here and expand out. Also, the rounded bottom down here, that's what sets it apart from a Boston shaker glass. Boston shaker glasses are usually what you get your beer served in at the breweries. They're great for stacking, they're great for breweries. But apparently, when you're at home, you're not supposed to use a Boston shaker to drink out of. So these are the glasses you want to use if you're drinking a darker ale like a porter or a stout, or in this case, a brown ale. Let me give this a quick beard wipe, see what I come across. Malt. Boy, do I smell malt. I smell a lot of malt. I'm going to stick my schnoz directly in. Well, that head is kind of wispy. Stick my schnoz directly in, see what I can find. Okay, that's where the chocolate comes through. The chocolate comes through, and so does the toffee. You know, I'm not getting much of the cigar, and a lot of the reviews of this beer I saw said that you do get a hint of that tobacco. I'm not getting that on the aroma, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't show up in the taste. So I'm going to quit yapping my flap, and I'm going to get to some drinking. Cheers. That's a good beer, gang. That's a really good beer. It's mellow. It's uh, it's rich. It's complex. Um, it's very malt forward, that's for sure. Just like an American or an English brown ale would be. It is malt forward. I'm getting a chocolate toffee. Now, I'm not getting any tobacco, and I don't have a problem with tobacco. In fact, occasionally tobacco in a brown ale adds an element, but I'm not getting that. Now, I do know that sometimes a cigar can have sort of a toffee flavor to it, and perhaps that's the what they're talking about is those toffee flavored and toffee aromatic cigars. I'm going to describe that as a low mouthfeel. Actually, there's almost no spikiness to it, no alcohol burn either. Of course, with a 5.5 ABV, you're not really expecting an alcohol burn. I mean, it wouldn't be out of place for it to be there, but you're not really expecting it. Mostly toffee and chocolate, and just that rich brown malt, that dark malt flavor. This is a great brown ale. You know, this is why I've been getting so much into brown ales. I just like that richness, that complexness. Excuse me, complexity. I don't think complexness is a word, idiot. Anyway, this is a hell of a beer, especially for $1.79. I'd say this beer just earned its place as a blue collar beer gentleman special selection. So, um, I'm really liking this beer. I like this beer a lot, and like I said, for $1.79, you can't. I don't think you can find a better English ale out there for $1.79. Thrilled as hell to have Chicago, Cigar City Brewing here in Vegas. Really, really happy for it. Really, really happy to have this beer. This is the kind of beer I'm probably going to have a six pack of this in the fridge, just sitting there waiting for the month of January because this is a perfect brown ale. Um, I'm trying to decide. I'm not ready to give it a full uh, 5.0, but I am going to give it a 4.75. It deserves the 4.5. It gets the extra 0.25 for coming in a can. And as I said, it has made its way into special selections. So guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy New Year to you. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.